Well, the Commission of Inquiry into State Capture will resume on the 12th of November. This comes after the Commission's legal team, led by evidence leader Thandi Norman, applied for a postponement of the testimony meant to be delivered by former Public Enterprises Minister Barbara Hogan this morning. Hogan is expected to shed light on the circumstances surrounding her removal from Cabinet in 2010.
The Commission and its legal team must make sure that all implicated persons are treated fairly and are afforded a fair opportunity to put their case before the Commission. Certain witness statements are required to put up their version, and so that the witnesses give evidence, the Commission is aware of their version and can approach the questioning of witnesses with a full understanding of different versions. And in this regard, I hope that all concerned will cooperate with the Commission.
Well, for more on the state capture inquiry, we are joined now by SABC reporter Mzwandile Mbeje to discuss what should have unfolded today. I mean, everybody was expecting Barbara Hogan to pick it up from when Thandi really left it and reveal why she had been removed. What's the delay?
Well, the delay, I would assume, and no one is saying this, but looking at the events of the past few days, those events do tell you that perhaps they may have affected what happened today. I think now the witnesses would want to be much more measured. I mean, remember, Thandi went there on a voluntary basis to assist the Commission. Where is he today? So these are some of the people who are going there on a voluntary basis. But I guess the kind of the information really that they would want to let out there to the public must be such that perhaps it doesn't do what it did to Thandi. So I think they are much more measured. That's what is happening.
To be fair, of course, Barbara Hogan is in an entirely different position from Thandi when he went. This idea that implicated persons need to be given time to respond. Tell us about that.
Yes. Remember, the Commission is very clear that there must be fairness on all parties. So Barbara Hogan did have a first version which she finished to the legal team of those implicated. But I think 2 days ago, there was also another version. So in the interest of fairness, those people must also be able to look at that version so that they are able to really respond, because they are implicated here. So if they will just hear things at the Commission, so that is not fairness.
Right, so we had, of course, expected Barbara Hogan to testify today, and next up was going to be Pravin Gordhan, the current Minister of Public Enterprises. His testimony has also been postponed. Absolutely.
It's more or less the similar circumstances, because they said, I mean, he hadn't submitted the versions until very late. So as a result, so whoever really would be implicated, so would not know what the minister would have said. So then they decided that given those circumstances, so then this process must be postponed for at least a month.
Look, we always knew that it wasn't going to be a sprint, rather more of a marathon, because of course, particularly given the extensions that have been given in terms of the time it needs to conclude his work. But was it my sense that the Deputy Chief Justice was a little irritated in his remarks today, saying, listen, we do need to make sure this the work of the Commission isn't delayed?
And Mongani, I suspect that given the events, that there could even be more delays, because I think people would be much more careful now. And the Deputy Chief Justice has been very clear to say those who have information must come. So, and it appears like they are not coming in the numbers. So that is why he says this thing must be done within a reasonable time. And remember, before the commission even started, initially it had been given 6 months. But because he realized the enormity of the work, and then he said he went to court to ask for the extension of 24 months. So I don't think he wants to go beyond that.
I noted with some interest the Deputy Secretary General of the ANC, Jesse Duarte, again holding the line that it's not the party that's on trial. And they keep saying this, you know, that in fact it was the ANC that enabled all of this to unfold. I mean, wink, wink. That goes back to Thuli Madonsela. Why are they sticking to that lie?
I mean, Bongani, if you've been looking at who has been there at the commission, basically it's all ANC people. So in the minds of ordinary people, they would start to say, well, we are talking state capture, but essentially this is the governing party that's involved. So I think the governing party would want to make it clear that, you know what, it may be our members, but it's not the party as a whole. I think that's the point they want to really stress.
Their members in positions that they were appointed to by the party. Well, we'll leave it there. It should have been fireworks, not to be today. Unfortunately, we'll have to wait to see what happens in November. It picks up again. Am I right?
November 12th, it's Barbara Hogan. And then November 15th, it's Pravin Gordhan provisionally.
All right, fasten your seatbelts. It could be a bumpy ride when that happens.